Whoa. Ginger Runner. What's up everybody, Ethan Newberry here, the Ginger Runner with another GingerRunner.com review, and today we are reviewing a brand that I have not yet reviewed before. I'm very excited to do so. I am stoked on these shoes. I present to you the Nike Zoom TERRA KIGER. So not only am I reviewing the Nike Zoom TERRA KIGER, but I'm reviewing two Nike shoes today, the TERRA KIGER, and of course, the Zoom Wildhorse. So if you want to watch that review, just click it. Just go ahead and click that shoe. 3, 2, 1. Oh, look at you. You've decided to stay for the review of the Zoom TERRA KIGER, which I'm really excited about. If you watched my Wildhorse review or you're watching this review, I want to point out that I never thought I would review a Nike, mainly because I just was not a fan of their shoes. Heel drops, materials, durability, all these factors came into play all the time with Nike shoes that made me super frustrated with all of my experiences in those particular shoes. When I heard that they were coming out with two trail shoes, I was really intrigued. Over the last year, some of my friends have been running in these shoes. I'm really excited about them, and that intrigued me to try them out for myself. So while I might be late to the game, I'm still here to play. Okay, so this is the Nike Zoom TERRA KIGER, the lighter, more race-ready, track spike-like fit version of the Wildhorse. Of the two Nike trail shoes that I'm reviewing today, I would consider this the race version. The Wildhorse is more of a trainer shoe. In my opinion, this is more of the race shoe, the one that you can buckle down, tie to your foot, make it feel like an extension of your foot, and get you up and down those mountains with no problem. It takes a lot for me to like a shoe. It takes even more for me to like a Nike, let alone two. But I do, and I like a lot. Me, like a lot. So let me just point out some of the differences between this and the Wildhorse. First, we have the burrito upper, not just a tongue, more of a burrito fit. Inside the midsole, there are two Zoom pockets of air, one in the heel, one in the forefoot. The Wildhorse only has one in the heel. It's lighter, talking about 8 ounces as opposed to 9.5 ounces. The upper is extremely flexible. There is no heel counter in there. A little bit thinner. Still just as flexible as the Wildhorse, but it just feels like less shoe, and that's a good thing. So let's get on with things that I like about the Nike Zoom TERRA KIGER. As I already mentioned, it's light, 8 ounces. It's a nice racing flat version of a trail shoe. Could they get lighter? Probably, but at 8 ounces, it gives you plenty to work with. Plenty of midsole cushioning, really nice comfortable upper that's not too thin. It seems to be holding up fairly well to a lot of the abuse I'm throwing at it. It has a lot of really nice elements that come in at a nice light package of 8 ounces. Comfortable, just like the Wildhorse, extremely comfortable. The midsole, Phylon and Cushlon material are extremely comfortable. As soon as you put your foot into the shoe, you'll realize that it fits a little bit tighter than the Wildhorse, so it fits more like a sock. It's meant to. It has less structural elements built in, but it's still pretty comfortable. The first couple times I wore this shoe, not necessarily running, but just walking around, I wore barefoot, and it works great. Feels good. Upper, I really like the upper. I like the multi-layer fabric approach. I like the fly wire lacing concept. One of the few shoes where the burrito upper actually works. Overall, a nice, comfortable upper. I think they did good here. Zoom Air. Not only do they have it in the heel like the Wildhorse, but they have it in the forefoot. It's a nice, extremely thin pocket of air in there, and it adds some nice responsiveness in addition to that midsole material. I'll be totally honest, and I don't notice it too much between this and the Wildhorse, but I know it's there. It still makes for a comfortable ride. Thank you, Zoom Air. Grip. The waffle outsole works wonders. Honestly, I didn't really expect that. Just a few lugs at different angles really didn't inspire much confidence, but I'll tell you, once you get out there on the trails, whether it's buffed, technical, steep, or sharp turns, these little lugs do wonders. Now, if you're dealing with super thick mud, I don't know if this shoe will be able to help you too much. There are shoes out there designed for that type of terrain, but these little lugs do wonders for that fast single track. Plenty of grip, and me like it. So that's pretty much it for likes. However, I will say most of the likes from the Wildhorse also translate to the TERRA KIGER and vice versa. So let's move on to the dislikes, things that I think that Nike should maybe look at, maybe improve a little bit in the next version of the TERRA KIGER. First of all, the upper structure. Now, what's good about the Wildhorse is that it has some structural elements in one of the upper layers. This particular shoe is really relying on the fly wire, and that's it. There's no heel counter. There really isn't much structure to this shoe. They want it to fit like a track spike, but when you're dealing with trails, sharp turns, steep descents, and ascents, you need a little bit of structure. You need your foot to be held tight to this midsole, strobel plate, and outsole material. You need that foot in there, locked in. While my foot did for the most part, people who have different shaped ankles, different shaped midfoots or forefoots might not feel the same, and they might run into issues where the foot moves a little bit, and that can be a problem on a shoe you really want to go fast in. Overall wear and tear, I've just noticed that the lugs on the outsole are wearing down a little prematurely with about 80 to 90 miles on the shoe at this point. The lugs are still there, but I can see tons of wear on them. I'm feeling like the sticky rubber will wear down before the shoe actually does. In addition, some of the upper areas around the ankle here are fraying and beginning to pop some seams. Nothing that's going to influence the ride of the shoe, but it's overall quality that I'm concerned about. And finally, it's an odd dislike, but it's something I noticed right out of the box, and that is a fairly pancake-like toe box where it's not very high, so your toes can feel the roof of this shoe pretty easily. And if you're not used to that track-like feel, you're gonna notice it right away. I will say that my feet did not like it originally, got used to it, and now they don't mind it so much. So overall, that's it for dislikes. I didn't include a dislike about not having a rock plate because I feel like that's more of a Wildhorse scenario. Wildhorse being the trainer, the shoe that you're really gonna do a bulk of your work in. I think this as a racing trail shoe can be a little bit more minimal. It doesn't need that rock plate in there. It doesn't need that extra protection. But there are other elements that I hope that they incorporate to make this a standout racing flat. But there are a number of racers out there who are kicking ass in this shoe, taking names and winning races. But overall, this and the Wildhorse are both really great shoes. Again, I'm blown away that I'm saying this about a Nike. I had such a predisposition to the brand of shoes just because of previous experiences not being super pleasant, but these two shoes have been rad. Doing tons of mileage in them, tons of races, and couldn't be happier. And on that note, let's get on with the points for the TERRA KIGER. Quality, 4 out of 5, though it is borderline purely because I think it's wearing down prematurely, and I think that these wear and tear spots up here in the upper are premature as well. Comfort, 4 out of 5. Right out of the box, real comfortable shoe. Knocked them down a point just because I think that the upper here in the toe box was a little flat. Again, it's not a huge issue, but I had to mark them down a little bit. Price, 4 out of 5. The MSRP is $125 on this shoe, which I think is a little high. However, now you can get them so cheap, you can get them well under $100, so that would make it a 5 out of 5, but I am gonna mark them down a point just because I think that MSRP is too high. Looks, while almost a 5 out of 5, I'm giving them 4 out of 5. I think the Wildhorse is a better looking shoe. I'd be curious to see what sort of color combinations that come out in the next iteration of the TERRA KIGER. I think this outsole is really cool, but no one ever sees the outsole. It's not like you're gonna walk and show people your outsole all the time. That's weird. That brings our total to 16 out of 20, 1 point less than the Wildhorse. I think they're both really good shoes. I think they're both worthy of you trying out, putting your foot in and seeing if it works for you. But really, the question of the day goes to you. Have you run in the TERRA KIGER? If you have, and I know a lot of you have since it's been out for such a long time, what did you think? Did you like the TERRA KIGER? Did you like the Wildhorse? What do you think of the two compared? Let me know in the comments of this video. So that's it for today's review. If you guys liked it, please like and favorite and share this video. Also subscribe to youtube.com/thegingerrunner. I'm posting new reviews every single week and new videos as well. In fact, I just posted my recent Gorge 50K, Gorge 100K, and Gorge behind the scenes videos on this channel, so go check those out. I'm really proud of them. Waterfalls galore. I'm on all the social networks, Twitter @thegingerrunner, Facebook, facebook.com/thegingerrunner, over on Instagram @EthanNewberry, and of course gingerrunner.com, the home for everything ginger. And do not forget that every Monday at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, I'm doing live shows, Ginger Runner Live, where I bring on guests, elites, important people to the running community, and we talk about everything running. And you guys can jump into the chat room and ask us questions live on the fly. It's crazy, it's the future, I love it. I hope you do too. That is it for today's review. I hope you guys are getting out there and training hard, racing harder, and partying hardest. We'll see you guys next time. Train, race, beer. Peace.